Hello everybody and welcome back to Odin's movie blog. I am the critic who is a cynic, and it's been a while since I've done a video like this. I've been doing a lot of screen capture lately, especially when talking about Twitter and articles and things of that nature, because I wanted to have that stuff on the screen so that way you can see it. And I know that I talk a lot about numbers on this channel, and so I want y'all to be able to see that so that way you know exactly what I'm talking about. But I also wanted to do a video like this every now and then as well, because I think it's important. I think it's important just to make sure that the quality is remaining as high as it can be, because I have noticed that the audio has not been nearly as good when I do the screen captures, and so I am someone who tries to do the very best that I possibly can, and obviously I still could do so much more with the video capture, but because I do have a Blue Snowball microphone, I do want to make sure that I'm able to use it to the best of my ability, and so I wanted to make sure that this video was going to have the best audio quality possible. So thank you so much for bearing with me, and I do want to apologize for a video that I made a few days ago where I sped up the audio. I was just doing some tweaking. I wanted to see just how I could get information out there and to try and see how I could tweak my videos and things of that nature. So obviously it's something that a lot of people have told me that they would rather not see or rather not hear in that case, and so I've heard you loud and clear, and so I'm not going to be speeding up any of my videos from this point going forward. And so thank you very much for your feedback, though. I do really appreciate it. So again, I love constructive criticism, and if you ever do have any, I do greatly appreciate it. If you're just going to try and crap on me in the comments, I'm not going to deal with that, but if you do have constructive criticism, I love to hear it. So, but anyway, today, as you saw in the title of the video, we're going to be talking more about Rian Johnson. So Rian Johnson has now stated a comment. He has now stated very clearly where he stands on the whole Kelly Marie Tran situation. And again, almost every single one of us, I feel the exact same way, which is that if this harassment, if this abuse actually happened, then we denounce it. We think it's terrible, and we think that these people should just go away. And it's just disgusting that we do have this. I mean, just for example, recently on Geeks and Gamers, two women did a live stream, and I was watching it, and the comments that came in, some of them were truly disgusting, but the vast majority were great. The vast majority said nothing demeaning, said nothing disgusting, and yet there are always going to be, and I've said this before, in every group of people, there is always going to be a very small minority of people who can be disgusting, who can be awful human beings, and anyone with a brain, anyone with common sense will say, we denounce it. And I don't think anyone is questioning that. The problem is that now we have the media that's been spinning this story just out of control. This is a story where Kelly Marie Tran has not even come out to confirm that this actually happened. All she did was delete her content from her social media on Instagram alone, and that's all that happened. And this is coming from someone who is known to say that she hates social media. That's why she never really wanted to get on it in the first place. And so to say that she did it for this reason without any actual evidence of such is just, I think, dishonest. And a lot of the news articles and the headlines are really just saying things that aren't true. Again, she has not come out and said that she got off of Instagram because she was being harassed because of sexist or racist. She never said that. Now, I said in my video that I would not be surprised if it was true, because honestly, I'm not. Again, I know that there are sick human beings out there. I know that there are sick people out there who will do this, but we still have a wonderful quote, a wonderful tweet from Rian Johnson, who is just, he's, my goodness. Anyway, so he says here, he said this earlier today, he says, I don't want to speak for her, and yet he's about to do just that. I don't want to speak for her. I'm sure at some point she'll talk about it. But if anyone is honestly questioning whether her decision had anything to do with the constant presence of toxic threats, insults, and abuse, I mean, really? Well, you're the one that just said, I'm not going to talk for her. I'm not going to be her spokesperson. And yet you are insinuating something that no one knows if it's true or not. And, you know, you have people saying, oh, well, her fans say that it's true. Okay, but they're not her. Only she can confirm that. And we've seen this happen before, where people have gotten off of social media and the media has just spun their wheels and say, oh, it was because of this. And then they've come out later saying, no, I was just tired of social media. Because, again, social media can be toxic, absolutely, but also it can just be draining. It can be distracting. And sometimes people just want to get away from it for a while. I know that there are a lot of actors who are active on social media, except when they're engaged in projects. They say, no, you know what? I want to focus on this project for a while, and I just want to leave it at that. So Rian Johnson, no. You cannot just, again, say, I'm not going to speak for her, but I'm going to speak for her. Again, it just doesn't work like that. And not only are you not speaking for her, but also you have no idea why she did it. And yet you're assuming that you know everything, because that's just what you do. You assume that you know everything. You assume that you are the real director behind the real Star Wars fans. You've used that language in tweets before, and yet, what do the numbers actually say? Going back to some math now. So I'm gonna have the links to these numbers in the description below. So if you want to dig further into these numbers yourself, go right ahead. But I wanted to look up some Blu-ray numbers because they were recently discovered by a couple people on Twitter. Also on Reddit, there's been some discussions about this as well. But it is still, if you want to talk about how The Last Jedi had a toxic, using that word that they love to use, a toxic impact on the Star Wars universe, look no further than these Blu-ray and DVD numbers. So, when it came to The Force Awakens made in Blu-ray sales in its first 3 weeks, $102 million. In DVD sales, it made $16 million. Last Jedi made in its first 3 weeks, so again, that was $102 million, only made $45 million in Blu-ray and only $8 million in DVD, which when you put those numbers together is over a 50% cut. So 50% less people bought the Blu-ray and DVD for The Last Jedi. I know some people are going to comment saying, well, you're not taking into account digital copies and everything's changed since Force Awakens came out. And you might have a point to an extent because, yes, digital has become more popular, but to say that it was enough to cause 50% of a drop is just ludicrous. You cannot say that. You cannot look at me with a straight face and say, yeah, it's true. So if you can actually give me some hardcore numbers to back up that 50%, again, if you can show me numbers to say, oh, maybe a 15-20% impact, then okay. Again, I'm not denying that. But to say that you can show me a 50% impact, no way. Absolutely no chance in hell. So this is just, again, $102 million in Blu-ray sales. Again, $16 million in DVD sales for Force Awakens, and then $45 in the Blu-ray sales for Last Jedi, and $8 million for DVD sales. And just as even further of a comparison, so this is to Rogue One, which no one expected to do very well in these departments because it was a film that was not a part of the episodic trilogy. It was a film that was a one-shot, and so most people are not really going to be very as excited for it in the first 3 weeks of buying it, but, you know, we kind of expected that. But even so, again, just to be fair, I wanted to get those numbers out there as well. So for Rogue One Blu-ray sales, it was $38 million, and then for DVD sales, it was $5 million, which is only a little bit less than The Last Jedi. So that's also really bad when you actually look at that next to it. I mean, I'm looking at these numbers next to each other on the screen, and it's just so bad. It is awful. Again, a 50% cut from the time that The Force Awakens came out. This is terrible. So Rian Johnson, next time that you want to preach to anyone, next time that you want to call someone not a real fan, or someone a man baby, or to call someone a sexist or racist, or to assume something that has not been verified by anyone about the Kelly Marie Tran situation, and then say, I'm not going to speak for her, but I'm going to speak for her. Next time, you know, check your facts, because you obviously haven't checked your facts when it comes to your own film, and you obviously haven't checked your facts when it comes to the whole Kelly Marie Tran situation. Again, I love facts and figures, so that's why I love to give it to you guys, but Rian Johnson, I doubt you're watching this video, but if someone happens to post this on your Twitter, and you happen to watch it just for a few seconds or skip ahead, I hope you hear this, that check your own facts for your own movie. Your own movie is the reason why Star Wars is in the situation that it is. There's a reason why your film had a almost 70% drop from week 1 to week 2. There's a reason why your film made over 70% of its total box office take within the first 2 weeks. There is a reason why Solo has lost so much money and will lose at least $180 million, and it is because of you. It is because of the direction that you took the Star Wars franchise. It is because of everything that you did with The Last Jedi. It is because of everything that you said about the fans. It is because of how you just hate the fan base. It's because you hate the Star Wars universe, and it's because you wanted to create in your own world this movie that, oh, 50% like and 50% hate. Well, congratulations, you did that, and you know what you did in the process? You broke Star Wars. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. Do you agree with anything I said? Do you disagree with anything I said? Please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up. Also, give me a subscribe if you can. I'm almost at 200 subscribers, so thank you very much for anyone who is subscribed. I greatly appreciate it. Again, it's not a whole lot when you look at some other channels, but for me, it just means so much. Again, I love talking about these things. I love talking about movies. I love talking about just all this stuff. I'm such a movie nerd, and so it just makes me so happy to be able to talk about this and have feedback and have some really great conversations, not only in my comment section, but also on Twitter as well. So thank you guys so very much for watching and listening, and as always, have a great day, and God bless.